try to lie, but I can see inside. You make me cry. I know the truth, I feel the silence. You cannot hide. Time when we were young and silly, we were not afraid of anything, but moments fly and we're hunting fortune, forgetting one thing called happiness. We're feeding lies, we have fake smiles until we're broken. We have our dreams and asking why. It's time to fly with all the diamonds in the sky, as every moment is your fortune. Yeah, you're alive, you're alive, you're alive, you're alive. Laying down, looking up to a future. Give me power through every fight. We're feeding lies, we have fake smiles until we're broken. We have our dreams and asking why. It's time to fly with all the diamonds in the sky, as every moment is your fortune. Yeah, you're alive, you're alive, you're It's time to fly with all the diamonds in the sky, as every moment is your fortune. Yeah, you're alive, you're alive, you're alive.
Broken hearts, broken bones, feel the same. We once were whole. A hole in my heart is all that remains. Let go, let God. I'll still love you the same. I'll still love you the same.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe and a beautiful Monday. And today is an exciting day for me.
Slick, can you focus that camera, please?
I just focused it.
When did you do that? After we did it?
I'm sorry, when did I do it? After you did it? If you did it, then why would I have done it? So why isn't he focusing?
Because it doesn't look focused.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't touch the frame. Is that the way you do it? That's not the way I do it.
I think you took us out of focus. I think it was that vaccine you got made your eyes go out of focus. Thank you. That's much better. You can't see this, can you? Huh? Happy Monday, everyone. It is definitely a wonky sideways Monday is all I can say. We are in spring. Spring has sprung. It is the spring solstice.
Say spring one more time.
Spring has sprung.
Unbelievable.
Well, Val took care of that for us. Val, one fell swoop, spring's cleaning for us. Cracker Barrel's in the house. We got Slick. We got Val.
Oh, Cracker Barrel's really in the house. You ain't lying. She's everywhere. Without a doubt.
We got, I think talking to Taylor's on the board, and Salsa's working on some segments for today. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
I'm all set up now.
You're all set up? How'd that bell go? There you go. Boom.
Wow.
Magic hands, as Val says. Huh? You said I've got magic hands. She keeps laughing. How you doing over there?
I'm doing good. I got my first shot today. I got that. Listen, real quick,
How you feeling?
paper. I feel great. I feel really great. And if one more person asks me how I'm feeling, I'm going to put my foot in their ear. Anyway, I feel fantastic, and we're going to give out a number. Maybe I should have gave the kids so they could put this on the bottom of the screen.
You read it out, and then we'll pass it over.
954-686-4273.
BrowardMRU.com.
BrowardMRU.com. They're looking for volunteers. They are, in 2 weeks, they're going to offer it to everybody. Right now it's 50 and under, and if you have a green
50 and
sheet,
over.
50 and over, I'm sorry. 50 and over, and you have a green sheet because you have some ailments and stuff like that, like I got in.
Your doctor's note, you mean? That medical form?
Yeah, that too.
You guys see how this rolls? I feel like we should be up there with you.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, because you know it so well.
I don't know it.
You're next.
I just got to make sure you give the right information.
I'm calling Dan. Are we setting a VIP for you?
Yes, I turned 50 on Wednesday, so then I'll be eligible to go.
That's right. I don't know how old you are, but that makes no difference.
Far over 50 is all I can tell you. Yes, but I'm glad that you're feeling good.
I feel great.
You went down to Lockhart Stadium. I know Broward County, it's at Tradewinds, it's at Lockhart. I know Walgreens is opening up, CVS, Publix.
How do you know I went to Lockhart Stadium?
Because you told me you went where the soccer team plays.
Is that Lockhart Stadium?
Pretty much. I'm sure
I know,
you do.
I saw. They have a most wanted poster of you on the wall.
Slick was here.
Yeah, I heard. Everybody knows you. They're excited. They want the crew to go down there. They want 95.3 FM to go down there. And I told them about the radio. And I showed them the pictures of the studio and everything else. And Dan says, you know what? We need to have you here just to have a presence.
Put the banner up and the flags, and yeah, there you have it. So congratulations to you.
Thank you, but we ain't done yet. It's just halfway home.
You know, my kids got their vaccine last week and over the weekend, and
the only one left is you.
I told you why. I'm like this mama hen. I have to see over everybody first. I do exactly the opposite of what we say to do, and then we do.
Don't justify you not getting it because of that. And I got to tell you something. Talking about hens, on Friday, that guy laid an egg here. He dented the wood there. Be careful you don't fall when you do that.
I know. Friday was your birthday. We had that singing telegram, and while we're at it, Andrea from Promo Stuff for You, thank you for sending that to Freddie. And Jeff, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to the Jeffster.
Happy birthday. A lot of birthdays this month. If you think this week, actually, if you think back to 9 months before March, what everyone was doing, I guess they were traveling on summer vacation.
You think so?
Or they were home in the heat. I don't know what they were doing, but it seems 9 months later, when's your birthday, Christina?
May 28th.
Oh, okay.
You're a Leo?
Gemini.
Oh, there's two.
Brian?
There's two of her.
March 4th, the only command day of the year.
You just had yours. Happy
You're
birthday
an Aquarius?
I am a
Pisces, like
Oh,
you.
March 4th. When does Pisces start?
February 19th, 20th.
Oh, interesting.
Just like you, my friend.
Interesting. And today we got a treat for you guys because Everybody was so worried about me going to get the shot. And we have a comedian. A female and a male are comedians. Is still the same? Yes? No? Because you got to be politically correct now.
Yeah.
Nobody knows?
Oh, crap, yeah. Comedian, yes.
So a guy's crap and a woman's a comedian.
Give us a call, everyone, 888-994-4995. I wish Amy was here today because Amy brought Christine. I guess she found Christine or Christina found Amy. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But our in-house artist, Amy Rashevsky, she's visiting her family in Cleveland. So I hope you're having a nice day, Amy, and enjoying the cold, beautiful weather.
Yeah, she said she may call in.
All right, so we got our phone lines open for Amy to give us a call. You had a nice weekend?
It was interesting.
You had a nice birthday weekend?
One thing about when you're going to go get a shot on Monday, you sort of have a very quiet weekend. You try not to do too much movement.
That's good. I decided we'll talk about that another day. What's up with you?
What is wrong with you today?
You're saying that, so you were like doing prayers because you had this shot that was coming up. So you're like, I don't know.
I wasn't doing prayers. But I was admiring and sort of taking in the things that I did do, like a burger tasted better, you know, different things. I'm glad you're off the air.
Reflecting. Reflecting on life.
Yes.
Is that what you were doing?
I was.
That was the end of time. I'm sorry. I wish I was there. I would have been like,
First of all, Christina, you notice that everybody here wants to be a comedian now because you're up there.
I know.
You notice that, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to Christina. Let's bring up Christina. So how did Amy find you?
Through a mutual friend, our hairdresser.
Oh, your hair is beautiful. Christina Coleman. And Amy said, I've got this great comedian. She's tall, thin, blonde, and beautiful. Like, all right. It's all good there, right? And we
That's how
spoke
they
to you.
make them where I come from in Denmark. It's just
You're from
standard
where?
issue.
Denmark.
Are you really from Denmark?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been here?
Well, pretty much all my life, but my mother's Danish and I was born there, so.
Yeah, that's how they make
Do
them.
you-
Tall,
That's
thin,
how-
blonde, and blue
that's-
eyes,
it's-
right?
Exactly.
Do you speak Denmarkishness?
Danish?
That's it?
A bit. It's Danish-ish that I speak.
I want to eat Danish dishes.
I knew that was coming.
Uh-huh.
There is no doubt.
What can you say in Danish?
Good out.
Without?
Hello. Good night. Good night. No.
Oh, that's very cool.
Not too much. It's apparently the most difficult language to learn.
Is that your first language, though?
It was, yeah.
And English was easier, harder? They say English is one of the hardest languages to
It
learn.
is. But I just never went back to Danish, so.
Because English doesn't
I
make
can
any
only
sense.
handle one language.
Right?
I can barely handle English.
English makes no sense if you're learning it.
Hold on. She speaks Danish
But she can
and
be
decides to become a comedian in English.
because English makes
That's
no
the funniest
sense.
thing I've ever heard. That's like a Puerto Rican learning how to speak Spanish.
Why?
No, that would be French. The two of them get along.
We know what you meant.
So how long have you been a comedian?
About a year.
Oh, and what did you do for the other 19 years of your life?
I've been in New York City,
Not doing comedian, not
No.
doing stand-up.
not doing stand-up, but loving stand-up and seeing a ton of great stand-up. So when I ended up coming down here, I thought, let me try it out.
So did you
myself.
come here before the pandemic or right
I-
around the same time?
I'm from New York City, and I moved here a year ago.
Wow.
In March, just in time for the world to completely stop. So,
Pretty much so. What
Yeah.
did you do in New York?
everything. I've had a million different
She
jobs.
decided to challenge us on our interviewing skills today is what she's decided
I'm sorry.
to do.
I'm being vague.
No, you ain't got to say Hold it, you ain't got to say that because I done everything in New York too. In New York, you do everything.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
had like
You see,
25,000
They don't
jobs.
understand
Right.
New Yorkers. New Yorkers do a little bit of everything. Do
You do a little
this?
bit of everything. You're right, exactly.
What part of New York?
Manhattan, Upper East Side.
You were in the Heights?
Well, I went to Columbia, so that was over in the Heights. But afterwards, I lived on the Upper East Side.
Oh, yeah, she went to Columbia. I dated Magda Rojas. She lived right across the street from Columbia.
I was
I
to say
think I've
Magda
seen
was
this
like
one.
14.
Yeah, so what? She still lives there. Once you're in that neck of the woods, you never leave. Columbia's a nice area. Sort of.
Sort of.
So you got out of New York, just saw everything was shutting down.
Literally.
It was perfect timing
So
for
you came down here to be a comedian, or you came down here for a different reason?
I came down here for a different reason. I was engaged, and
My condolences.
yeah, exactly. Well, I broke. Don't worry.
She was.
I dodged a bullet.
Past
And
tense.
that's no longer. So
Wow.
that's what brought me down, and I'm here now.
And
So,
what? And do you love Florida?
next to New York? It's a little slow, but I mean, I do love Florida.
It takes 5 years.
It takes 5 years.
I lived in
I love the
Tampa.
Florida man, I mean,
I lived
everything that the Florida men do. Their
Everything the Florida
coyote
men do?
hunts and their, all of that.
Well, wow.
Insane.
That's a triple jammy here. I was in Tampa, which is even slower than here. The clocks go counterclockwise in Tampa. Yeah, Trump is right. Trump is right. And now they have winning teams and they have people. When I was there, they only had cows. Seriously, it was really.
You took Brady from us.
Yes, because Brian is here from Boston. Where's Steve Gubb? You like rum?
Do I like rum? I'm from Boston.
That would be yes then.
We're all alcoholics. He's crushing it in Boston.
Gubb of rum? Come
of
from
rum.
Boston.
So are you a Boston Red Sox fan?
You need him to have a
I'm more
mic.
of a hockey fan than I am a baseball fan. I'm a Bruins fan.
It's like he needs a mic. There you go. So do you like the Patriots too?
I like the Patriots too. I had the opportunity as a personal trainer to train the Bruins back when I was in Boston, so that was huge for me.
My Rangers just beat your Bruins 3-1.
Yeah.
I was
I'll
really
talk to you about that after the
I
show.
was really happy about that. I gotta tell you, I lost the bet. The Patriots beat the Jets, and I had to wear a Boston Red Sox shirt to Yankee.
Against the Patriots?
Yeah, I lost
Jets couldn't beat my high school.
No, this is going back a few years. I lost by 1 point, but not this team. It was another team, and they gave me. I had to wear a Boston Red Sox jersey in Yankee Stadium,
Oh my God.
and I was in. It cost me $4,000 this game.
Wow.
And I was in the bathroom with my two boys, and they were going to rip me a new one, and they had to go get the police to save me. This is a true story. The cops came in, they ripped my shirt off me. The cops made the guy buy me a Yankee shirt. I had to wear that. Never again. It was the last Yankee game I ever went to.
Yeah, you know what would happen to you in Boston if you were at Fenway Park with a...
I can only imagine.
They'd still be killing you.
Wow.
Wouldn't live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a little set we're going to have here. How do you want to set this up? Just maybe you got an applause or something going in there?
Where are you performing now? At the Improv?
Yeah, I just performed at the West Improv last week.
First, how many? Is that your standing gig? If you do that monthly or?
I do that about every kind of 2 months, and then lots of open mics and whatever's open at this point with COVID.
Do you have a favorite place to do open mic?
Yeah, but it closed down. It was this tiny, tiny little place called Backstage, and we loved it. But I mean, it went out of business because of COVID, unfortunately. So
It was really hard for people to stay open.
shout out to Backstage because we all loved it so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if someone all does like crowdfunding and open them back up?
Yeah, there's been talk about that. So
Well,
That'd
we
be
have
kinda cool.
we have a good friend, Crazy Uncle Mike, is coming tomorrow, and I talked him into maybe doing an open mic for comedians and stuff. So when he comes here tomorrow, we're gonna pitch it because she told me she had a few friends they could probably fill a set, and I told him, why don't you give it a try? Because now he has all these singers. Did you see what I sent you? And he's thinking about it. Also, Artful Dodger, I asked him to do it as well. I love the venue of comedy. I think it's exactly what society and our community needs right now. I think you guys are really going to be helpful to get people back out from under the rock, as we call it, and see what happens. So we'll see. Maybe the future is looking brighter. All right, so how do you want to set this up? You just want to go into it?
I'll just go into it.
All right, let's ISO on her. Let's go into the shutters down. Let's see what she got.
Amy says hello. Hi, Amy. All right, let's ISO.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christina. As I said, I'm from New York City. I moved down here last March, just in time for the entire world to stop. Dating froze, and to hell with money and good looks. It all came down to the negative nose swab.
I was dating this guy who I was not so sure about, but when this all went down, I suddenly realized that he was truly the man that had everything I needed. He had canned goods, bottled water, a stockpile of Charmin. So that was good enough for me, so I decided to stay with him, and a Corona romance was born. Pandemic love is like none other. It's like being in a plane circling. You're just going around in circles, waiting for an indefinite amount of time for things to change. And they don't. I had been we just weren't on the same level. I was here and he was here. I know it sounds terrible to say, but he was beneath me. I'm 6 feet tall, he's 5'4". He was literally beneath me. When I would go out with him walking, it was like, it reminded me of taking my son on Halloween, walking him around when he dressed up as a little itty bitty businessman. Going down on him meant kissing him goodnight. And he was unromantic, but I even found myself sometimes just wanting to seduce that sleep apnea mask right off his face. Things weren't going well, and I found myself in a quarantine conundrum. I'm going blank. Sorry. Quarantine conundrum. I don't know if I stayed with him because he didn't have COVID. Turns out he had chlamydia, but not COVID. I can't, okay. So I even looked the other direction when he started wearing beads on his wrist. He had gotten them into bed, and he said that each one was a talisman representative of something. And I thought, yes, unresolved issues. If you are a newly divorced 55-year-old and you have taken to wearing these things, unless you're Sting, Johnny Depp, or a Buddhist monk, just set the beads down. They're just an ill-advised fashion statement, and like growth rings on a tree, they date you. And I should know because my COVID boyfriend was one of those guys. You've seen them at Starbucks. They're wearing their suit and their Rolex, and they look like they're a prospective, guy maybe, until they reach for their latte. And their wrist is literally an abacus full of problems. But I love hearing about what they all mean because they don't really go the full distance with it. The white one is for serenity. Oh, really? So your wife has not forgiven you for sleeping with the dog walker. The green one is for prosperity. She took half your net worth in the divorce, didn't she? And the blue one is extremely important because that's communication. Oh, your kids don't talk to you anymore, do they? And so on. It's a rainbow full of problems. So I'm out to dinner, and my boyfriend's acting very, very spiritual and sort of above me, and I guess he wasn't wearing his humility bracelet then. And he leaned in at the table, he leaned in, looked up at me, and he said, "Do you even know what I bring to the table?" And I said, I thought that the answer was obvious.
Your credit card.
The phone book that you're sitting on right now. That didn't go over well, and that was the end of my COVID romance. Thank you. I'm Christina.
The COVID romance.
I'm gonna tell you something. It just goes to show you.
The COVID romance.
Don't date a comedian, because if you ever break up,
You're in
Ba-dam,
trouble,
boom.
right? I know. Find your inner rainbow on your arm. True that. Everyone's into the Zen.
why would anybody who's 6 feet tall date a 5'4" man?
Because you know beauty is more than skin deep.
Exactly.
You just never know.
I dated a 6'4"
And his name was Chad, so that was also another mistake.
Chad,
Chad?
like the movie Chad.
Chad.
Chad. I was going to name my son Chad.
Oh, your son's
Chuck.
name is Chad?
No, it was going to be. I would have had Chuck, Chelsea, and Chad. And my mother said, "Don't you dare."
Sorry to all the Chads out there.
Is it true that he had a knapsack and then they used to put a little stool for him to stand on in the knapsack?
Oh, kissing him was awkward.
Well, how long were you
I mean,
together?
it was a bend from the waist. Just a little bend from the waist.
She was bending
Up
from
on
the
his
way.
tippy toes.
How long were you together before?
Oh, a full year.
Oh, a whole year.
Oh, yeah.
And then you moved here
I
for
mean,
that.
there was Netflix. I didn't have Netflix, so I mean, I wasn't about to get off that couch. I mean, I was deep into, you know,
You were in COVID quarantine in a new relationship. Where are you going?
yeah.
Right, everyone-
It was going nowhere, and so I stuck with it.
Wow.
But
Well,
I
that's
couldn't,
pretty
I
much
couldn't
it.
leave. I mean, I was in the middle of Queen's Gambit, so you know.
Wow.
How did you see
First
Queen's
things
Gambit?
first.
You got to see Queen's Gambit. Yeah,
Why? What is that?
you got to watch it.
But why? Tell me. What's the punchline that you're laughing at?
You'll see when you watch it.
I'm sure you've seen it.
No, I'm actually holding it off for like days. I have like multiple days off.
Oh,
to
you haven't
watch
seen it either?
No, I haven't seen
You
it.
have multiple days off from here. No,
It's,
you don't.
multiple days off. You know, so one day you
So you
guys gonna be
spend all
like,
your-
Binge.
yeah,
You spend your multiple days waiting to watch Queen
yeah.
Gambit.
You should have seen me like this weekend. I was watching like what is it, Snyder's? What is it, Zack Snyder's? Snyder's cut of Justice League. I watched it 3 times.
Oh, you and my
It was
son.
4 hours long.
Apparently, it was a
Four-
better cut than the old Justice League.
Yeah, but it was 4 hours long though.
You got some
Better
like,
cut.
It was a better cut, but it was longer.
Still wasn't good.
No, it was good. No, it was.
it was just more painful.
The original
way
cut
more
was painful. This
It was
one,
more
I guess.
backstory.
I think they have a good case against Marvel because they just took everything out of Marvel. Marvel. Everything.
Most definitely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. but that
No,
was-
you're good.
I gotta speak up when I hear an injustice happening.
Yeah.
And saying that movie was good is an injustice.
But it was
That's right.
4 hours long. I'm like, okay, cool.
I can't believe not only that he said it, but he said it in public.
I mean, it's nice. It was a nice. They
Injustice
had
of the Justice
backstories.
League.
Like I felt like I should have been a part of it.
You should have been.
It's
I,
4
I,
hours
I
long.
come to work with you every day. I think you are a part of it.
Wow.
When I
Thank
see you
you.
one day walking with a Marvel
Thank-
comic costume.
Thank you.
Wednesday. Come Wednesday.
Thank you. I shouldn't I?
The Justice
we have
League.
to talk.
Yeah, Superman. I'll just come with a Superman outfit on. Nice Superman.
Nice try.
This-
Anyway,
So now what are you doing? You're finding different gigs around town.
Yes, finding different gigs around town.
And how's that going?
Everything's starting to open up again.
Okay.
And people are ready to laugh. So if
People
I
are
could
ready.
remember my everything like succinctly next time, yeah.
People are definitely
that's
ready
what
to
would have
laugh.
happened.
Definitely ready to laugh.
Yeah.
well, you gotta get the rest off because
Want to take a commercial break?
why? Yes,
When we come back, more to come
more to come.
on our Maniac Monday with you. All right, more to come. Christina, maybe Brian will chime in a little bit.
Yeah,
Happy to.
that'd be great.
All right.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. More to come with Christina Coleman, and we will be right back. Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke? If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation, staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
AskDearAbby.com. Dear Abby is a life coaching company that was founded by Abby Awutasu. At Dear Abby, we guide single people through the process of meeting, courting, and marrying their soulmates. We know that before you find true, meaningful, lasting love, you must first love and fully embrace your unique self, flaws and all. Contact us today at AskDearAbby.com for your personalized coaching session that will get you on the path to ultimately finding your soulmate. And follow Dear Abby on social media at Ask Dear Abby on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open.
Dr. Laura Ellick, a licensed psychologist practicing in both Florida and New York with over 20 years of experience, addresses the negative thoughts that are keeping you stuck in your lifestyle patterns. Dr. Ellick works with children, teens, and adults, from anxiety and depression to eating disorders, addiction recovery, and medical issues. Making a deep interpersonal connection is a magical part of the therapeutic relationship. Contact Dr. Laura at 516-635-6186 or at Laura Ellick, ELLICK.com for a personalized consultation. It's time to remove the blocks that are preventing you from achieving your dreams. Call Dr. Laura Ellick at 516-635-6186 or at LAURAELLICK.com.
Looking for a place to get your ice cream fix? Look no further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
He's like
you go. Yes, here are you. I
He's
don't
like
know.
one of those guys that does things in slow motion.
I think we're still on your birthday hangover from Friday is what I think.
I'm drinking in slow motion.
He was reminiscing this whole weekend because he had to take.
I'm going to tell you. You know what was funny? You guys played it at 6 o'clock when I was driving out. I was crying.
Yeah, we played the first
hour. You do
hour.
something stupid, and you're really in the midst of stupid. So stupid, you can't laugh. And a little kid dancing and all that up here. But when I heard it driving, I was crying. I had to pull over. People were looking at me like, "What's wrong with you, sir?" I said,
Get to watch it, and there was nothing like watching Mikey's face. I got to tell you, so cute, that little boy.
Comedy, stupidity is better. It's the best kind of comedy.
Still reliving that birthday, huh? That's good.
It was funny.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And I wanted to ask our comedians here, when you guys go, grab that mic, when you guys go to dinner and you see something funny, does it become part of your routine?
Yeah, usually. I mean, I take notes all the time.
Because there's always something funny that goes on in your life, isn't there?
There is. My mother taught me to find the humor in every tragedy. And I think that's what, for me, that's why I do comedy. I mean, I stood and watched 9/11 happen, and I was saying, what's funny about this? I knew it was too soon, but I'm standing around people in pain. So the first inclination that I have is to make them laugh. I've always used it to break tension, and that's what I think the best part about it is.
Well, that's brave. I don't know about that one, but okay.
Well, no, people were saying after 9/11, I had heard that it was too soon, but like even coming out of the pandemic, at some point people need to laugh again, and you got to have fun again, whether you're dancing, laughing, something creative, because we can't live in pain forever.
Right.
And once it feels safe and people are starting to heal, because we do heal as a nation, then it's time to laugh, because it's all you can do is find the silver lining and start to laugh again. But it's got to be hard to find that balance as to when it's the right time,
Right.
when it's not insensitive, and when you can actually do it. And that you were in New York for 9/11?
I was not. I was in Boston. But I watched the whole thing unfold on TV, and it was just, and like I said, that's the first, I mean, that's what my mother was great at. My mother stuck a Skittle in the nose of a cadaver at a funeral just to make us laugh. And it well, she really just wanted to see the Undertaker take it out. But that was her way. It was just, hey, we're sitting in a tense situation. This sucks. What's funny about it?
It's funny. This weekend, I went to eat at my favorite place, and the line was around the corner. But they know me, so a guy named Fred said, "Come here." And he gave us a table.
Even I know Fred from this restaurant now.
Yep. And he gave me a table, right? So I'm watching this lady came in from Boston, and she had on like this giant bandage around her head. And I'm like, what is that? And she was wearing, it was her mask, but it was like a scarf. And she takes it off. She has 7 masks on, taking one and another and another. And she did it to make Freddie laugh, to make Fred laugh. She wasn't doing that on purpose. I mean, she just did it for that occasion. We were all dying. That was hilarious. It was another. And the people in the restaurant, only 8 of us in there were counting 1 and 2. It was just the funniest thing I've ever seen. Can you imagine you wearing 8 masks?
I tried 2 last week and they fell off my ears, so no, I really can't even imagine the 8.
They fell off your ears?
Yes.
Is the theory that COVID doesn't like layers?
Yes.
Is that the theory?
It's like living in Florida. We don't like layers.
That's why we're open. That's why we're open. Everybody
My
has
ears
a
are not
close.
built for 2 masks, is all I can tell you. It's just not a thing. So how long have you been a comedian?
I did comedy for about 5 years in Boston, and then I moved out to Aspen, Colorado, and nothing's funny out there. It was just hard to find open mics out there. Nobody wants anybody in Aspen, I can tell you that. They make everything completely cost prohibitive. Like a T-shirt. This T-shirt would be $600 in Aspen. Like, it's just insulting. It's like you get punched in the face when they tell you the price of something. And then I had the opportunity to open my own personal training studio here in Boca, so I moved out of Aspen and came here.
Why did you go to
Aspen?
Aspen?
Why didn't I go where?
To Colorado.
Why did I go?
Yeah.
I had warrants. No. I had a lot of
real now.
I had a lot of clients in Nantucket that said, "Hey, come out to Aspen, and you would do really well as a personal trainer," and I did. I met a lot of investors out there, and they're backing my exercise method now called the RAMP method.
The what
RAMP,
method?
it's called RAMP, R-A-M-P, which stands for Restore, Align, Maintain, and Progress. It's a 4-phase system based on assessment. So you would come into the gym and we would assess all of your mobile joints to find out if they're working correctly. And then if they're not, you would be in the restore phase. We would restore that joint back to its range of motion. Then we would align it, make sure that you can maintain it so you could progress.
You still have it, the gym open?
Yeah, I actually have a book called The RAMP Method that is it's continuing education for trainers. So if you're a trainer, every 2 years I have to get recertified and get some continuing education. My book is considered continuing education for that.
Your studio's in Boca?
Yep.
Where
It's
is
called
it?
MesoFit. Meso means middle, so we are trying to bring every one of our clients back to their middle because you move best from your middle.
Realignment and balance. Maybe you should go.
You know, not for nothing. I thought he was kidding.
You thought that was my set?
I swear to God.
I'm here all week, guys. Don't forget to tape you.
I'm sitting here saying,
Where's the
this
joke?
guy sounds serious.
That's not my set. You'll like my set a lot better than that, I hope.
But you know,
I'm thinking about your knee. We talked about this morning.
My knee, my right knee and my right hip is. I was a catcher for a long time, and I have like
Squat position
yes,
killed you.
I have a lot of joint issues. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here telling myself, well, this guy sounds really serious. This sounds like a real idea. Maybe he's gonna pitch into this.
It's part that pays the bills, right?
Yeah, that's what I do to pay the bills, and this is a hobby right
So why did you get into comedy?
I got into comedy because my ex-wife bought me a class at Boston Improv. And I went and I took the class and I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with standing up in front of people. When you get that first laugh, it's like heroin. You'll spend the rest of your life trying to get that first laugh again. But it's not like cocaine where you never have that first hit again. You get that first laugh again. I could get that first laugh in a crowd of 2 people or 100 people, and it's the same to me.
Oh, Lord, I look what I do for a living.
Just let me know when I can start my set.
All right, let's start the second set because he's hopping.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. I just turned 51 years old, and I don't recommend it. I checked my credit score the other day, and it had a decimal point in it. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's what you want. I had a really, really difficult childhood. So when I turned 30, I went and I had a vasectomy. And when I sat down in front of the doctor, he said, Bri, I usually don't do vasectomies for anybody under 40 years old. You're only 30. What's the deal? 2 minutes into my childhood, he said, nurse, cancel my entire day. Let's do this. He did the vasectomy for free.
Oh,
And then we went out for drinks afterwards. Left me a bunch of blank prescription sheets. I think I had a messed up childhood because I think my dad raised my brother and I to be criminals because I knew my Miranda rights before I knew any nursery rhymes. Actually, my dad tried to work our nursery rhymes into, our Miranda rights into our nursery rhymes. I remember it like this. Jack and Jill went up a hill, both without representation. Jack fell down, Jill took the rap. She probably should have had a lawyer present during questioning. That's how I remember that one.
Jeez.
I think that's why when my brother and I were in school and they asked us to pledge allegiance, we wouldn't do it without our lawyers present. We figured liberty and justice for all was a little shady. We could probably get a better deal. And I used to steal other kids' toys and then help them look for them. It's very difficult to act surprised when you look under something and don't find what you're looking for, but I did a pretty good job of it. And when my dad said, don't do that ever again, he meant getting caught. My dad did not like it when we got caught for stuff. So I actually do a podcast called Family Jewels. No, it's not about my penis yet. It's actually the story of how my father, brother, and I robbed jewelry stores all over New England. And we hit about 30 different stores in all. And it's a crazy story. That's why I podcast about it. But if you've never robbed a jewelry store with your family, guys, I highly recommend it. Because you will get the job based on your level of importance to the family. Let me give you an example. My dad was a genius. He went to Wentworth School of Technology in Massachusetts, graduated with honors. He studied all the streets and the escape routes and the timing that we would need to be in each store, so he was the mastermind. My brother is 6'4", 250 pounds. He's all roided out. He was the muscle. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm 5'9", I'm 150 pounds. I was the lookout. Apparently, the only redeeming quality I had for this particular job was that I had eyes that could look out. They never do a movie about the lookout. That's basically Ben Affleck, 2.5 hours of Ben Affleck doing this. There's nothing there. But we all ended up getting caught, and we all ended up doing prison time. I did 3 years. My brother did 8 years, and my dad did 12 years. I only did 3 because I was the lookout. Good job to have. But I can tell you that I didn't mind prison. I actually liked structure. I didn't have a lot of structure when I was a kid, and I learned a lot about myself. The first thing that I learned in prison is that it turns out that I am not a top. Turns out I am not a top. And it also turns out that dropping the soap in prison is not that bad of a deal. It's picking it up. You just don't want to pick it up. And I'm going to leave you with this last bit of advice. In prison, I learned how to let go of my anger. I'm still pissed about the Boston Tea Party, man. I can hold a grudge. So when somebody pissed me off in prison, I wanted to stab him. This is what I have to do to stab somebody in prison. I have to find a piece of plastic and I have to find a lighter. 2 things that are not easy to do in prison. There's no Container Store and there's no 7-Eleven to go to. I have to take that container, I have to melt it into a cylinder. I have to pee on the floor so the acid in my pee will sharpen one end of that cylinder down. I have to make a handle for the other end so it won't impale my hand when I stab you. I have to take that shank handle first and stick it up my butt so that I can get it out to the yard. Once I get out to the yard, I have to find a place that I can take it out and go up to you and stab you. Or I can just let it go. I just let my anger go. And that's what I learned. Thank you so much, guys. That's my time.
Let it go.
Let it go. Too much work. Rather be less angry. See that? You learned a lesson today?
Yeah. Gotta let it go. Let it go.
You know what I heard, actually?
Put it up the cavity.
They took Frozen off of Broadway, speaking of Let It Go. Broadway
that's
closed and
terrible.
Frozen is not coming back.
Why? Is it
Issue of the pandemic. Things are just not coming back. You know the song from Frozen, Let It Go?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're wondering where I was going with that one, yes, 100%.
Bada boom.
Bada bing is all I can tell you. Where do people find you?
I am everywhere. I do a lot of open mics. My favorite open mic is at Brogues in Lake Worth. Jackie Sanchez runs that room. But a lot of the open mics are starting to come back. There's a ton of stuff happening in Palm Beach. Boca's not opening up in terms of open mics yet, but Fort Lauderdale has a ton. So it is coming back, so it's great to see.
And what type of clients do you work with at the gym?
Everybody. It's mostly older people. I usually get people that physical therapists have seen 5 or 6 times and can't seem to help. They come to me. It's a different philosophy, and I think at this point in fitness, we need to look at the body a little bit differently. And I look at the body in terms of there's 2 things that your body wants to do the most. Your brain wants to be able to reach for things and withdraw from things if those things become dangerous. And those are your 2 main strength joint actions. And those are the only 2 things I focus on in my exercise. Okay, if you're a better withdrawer and have a better defense against danger, you'll have a better offense. And that's my philosophy in fitness.
It's very cool.
It's very cool. And again, I thought he was kidding, but.
Maybe we can help you with your knee.
Who makes this up?
Listen, with comedians, you don't never know.
And in Boca, right?
Right in Boca, yeah. In
Which
the
is
Wyndham
perfect.
Hotel. I'm on the 4th floor of the Wyndham Hotel.
On Glades?
Yep.
Near Yoga?
Yeah, we're right underneath Yoga Journey.
Okay, you know the Wyndham Hotel. It's where the tea room is.
Yes.
Yep. And
very
the owner
cool.
of that hotel, God bless him, he doesn't charge any of us rent.
That's amazing.
He wants a holistic kind of hotel experience more than he just wants to have a Wyndham. So he offered me a couple of more rooms if I wanted to knock them down and expand my space. He's just a great guy in the middle of Boca. He owns Farmer's Table, and he's very, very, very generous to the community.
That's amazing.
Mitch Robbins, he's a great guy.
Yeah, that's amazing. We've
Yeah.
been up to Yoga Journey and the tea room. We used to work with Conscious Co-op,
Yeah, we used to be on the 6th floor.
wherever, whatever.
Noah?
5th floor.
We only have 5.
We grew another floor. I don't know how many floors there was. You know, we're drinking heavily in the day.
Right.
All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come on our Monday Mayhem. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Let's all welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet TV radio production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make all your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes or live radio streaming as well as tape productions for social media platforms and television. AMP2 TV can handle all of your television needs, including closed caption for a perfect on-air telecast. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages or visit one of their many studios to get your creative juices flowing. Come and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP, the number 2.tv, or call them at 866-224-5422. Feel free to call for a quote or just a consult of how to put your business on a social media platform or radio platform, or just doing a show that is covered by all platforms. Call 866-224-5422 and make an appointment. That's 866-224-5422.
Hi, I'm Tracy McDonough, owner and founder of Healing Moments. Healing Moments is a healing playroom, a mind, body, spirit center. Our service is love and compassion, and the environment is soothing, peaceful, and inviting. Every area is designed for healing and peace. We deliver services such as massage therapy or lymphatic drainage, energy healing and Reiki, chakra balancing, physical vascular therapy for circulation and pain, vibrational medicine using frequencies and oils, and music in order to calm and relax your mind, body, and spirit. We also offer detoxification services using infrared sauna, ionic foot baths, and power plates. All of our modalities are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, induce relaxation, relieve pain, and provide detoxification and inflammation reduction for optimal healing and wellness.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. We invite you to join us on our journey inspired by the undiscovered Spanish fleets lost in the 1600s, the treasures that have been buried with them, and of course, the lost harbors that remain abandoned on the foggy coasts of Florida. Proudly distilling in West Palm Beach, Lost Harbor Spirits is a true treasure waiting to be discovered.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. and why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Stars International is a multicultural, open-format record label with multiple production services from recording to broadcasting. On the label side, we focus on developing artists and helping them achieve their goals. On the production side, we cover anything from recording and mixing your vocals to creating your master track. We also include distribution if needed, and we have full access to TV production and on-air services to help build and create the artist you want to be. We're a fully digital studio and plan on taking music theory to the next level.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Oh, okay, guys. Hey, this is Slick. You already know it's Tune in Slick Speaks every Tuesday at 10:30. What is coming back on me? I am informing people.
What are you scratching?
I just scratching myself. I can't scratch myself. But what is it? This has been brought to you by, I'll say Artful Dodger, because Artful Dodger is our local watering hole, as Freddie says, to get a nice drink. Oh, my head's cut off. But I have to inform you guys about the new COVID, the new normal, as in a sense of Texas opening up, and now people are getting mad about this diner called Legends Diner in Denton, Texas. Well, this diner, which is owned by Miss Kat Lacombe and Wayne Lacombe, they're married, but they're charging people who is coming without a mask for $50 on top of their food that they already ordered, and they are charging $75 if they do come with the mask, but they refuse to put on the mask. So, people, COVID is real, passing germs is real, so please put on your mask. We are not over this hump yet. We're almost. Freddie has taken the vaccine, so we have one down. I don't know who else is up next, but until next time, guys, and remember, tune into the Brooklyn Cafe. Now back to you guys.
Thanks.
All right, so let me get this straight. Did you say Denton, Texas?
Denton,
Texas.
Legends Diner.
And let me get this right. They charge you a $50 cover.
No, they charge you a $50 cover just to say, like, imagine if you come into my diner and they say, hey, you have to put on your mask. If not, you're going to be charged $50. And for the ones that, tend to in one ear and out the other, they're going to charge you $75 if they already told you, but yet you don't want to listen.
Wow, we should bring those people down to South Beach.
They're really adamant about it, yeah.
Let's go to South Beach, where at 8 p.m. the cops and all the spring breakers, whatever you call them.
It's all Northerners.
They decided to
it's
have a
all
rumble in the
Bostonians
jungle.
And it's all the Bostonians down here just ruining the beaches. Them and their passion of the Bruins.
Not one New Yorker. They're all, but that's not true. The first guy they arrested was the guy from Brooklyn.
New York.
They body slammed this guy from Brooklyn, and the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Way too much.
It's just crazy. It's just a new normal, or newish normal that
New
we're getting
normal.
right. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
New
And,
normal.
and didn't you tell me that most of the people already had it because they were in college?
Well,
and already
that's
had it?
what someone theorized with me over the weekend, which
That
is
was a
potentially. Someone
theorized?
theorized it. Yes, essentially that.
Essentially.
You know what's happened on Friday, by the way? Don't look in the back. I went shopping again. I got to tell you.
I saw that. What
I go
is that?
shopping a whole lot.
What is
That
that?
is me getting ready for our big event here Friday with Fem City Boca del Rey and Lost Harbor Spirits. You guys aren't going to be here. You guys are going to be at the Artful Dodger for
Yeah.
your
Manscaped.
Mind of a Male.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
But now you need to include women because this is why.
Time out. Why?
Because my event sold out.
So?
So I need you to take
You
extra.
better open up this gate,
If
take
you
the tent out, and put women out there. I'm sorry to tell
if
you.
they identify as a male, they can come.
I have to tell you, I had one spot open Friday, and it was sold within 30 seconds to New Mom got the last spot. So I went out, and we got everything we need. Summer's coming tomorrow from Lost Harbor. I don't know if she's going to bartend or Teddy is. I'm not sure who's bartending. But we're making 2 drinks, Fem City Boca del Rey. We are making Cake by the Harbor. And I don't know the name of the other one. I know, I've seen the menu. We'll see what that is. So everyone gets a kit. So no one has to touch anything. It's all being pre-filled, pre-done. You get a nip of Capistara, you get a nip of vodka, and you get a nip of the Lost Harbor gin. So we're going to make the Cake by the Harbor. I still need to go and get my juices and my mixers and some frosting and some sprinkles for, you know, a topping. And mix it all up, and everyone gets their little kit, set it up, and we're good to go on Friday.
All I got to get is a box of cigars.
You got one.
And
Is Steve-O going with you?
Yeah, Steve was going. I had to call him right after
Maybe
the
you
show.
would like to invite Brian to join you.
I was thinking maybe, Brian, are you busy on Friday from 6 to 7:30?
AM or PM?
Definitely PM.
No, I am not.
So maybe you want to hang out with us and do some comedy and stuff. We're going to be right up here on 20th Street in Federal.
I'm there.
It's a new place called the Artful Dodger. Tracy was there Friday, and Tommy wrote me, yeah, she's in here. She's a ball of laughing. And we're looking to bring some life back into our local watering hose and things of that nature. I also have...
Do they have open mic night there? I know they've got karaoke.
They do have an open mic night.
I have to introduce you guys.
Saturday night is our night. Did I tell you this?
I don't think so.
We own Saturday night. So why not do open? I think we do a whole, bring in all the
I gotta
comedians.
tell you, the way his mind works, he always needs a club to hang out at. So we have Crazy Uncle Mike's, now you've got the Artful Dodger, have another place to hang out with the guys.
What can I tell you? It's that type of environment.
It's that New York thing, that mind of a male you got
Well,
going
everybody
on.
in here is either from up north. Boston,
that.
New York.
So you guys are going to be there on Friday?
Yeah, from 6 to 7:30. I'm going to take one of the robots with me. So if you take a picture with the robot, we're going to have a drawing, which is kind of cool.
I'm
And
keeping
we're gonna hang
Cracker
out,
Barrel here
show the
with me.
network. Huh?
I'm going to bubble wrap Cracker Barrel.
I
Keep her here.
would put her in the closet. That should work that too.
Teddy and Val will be here with me. I think, who else? Salsa might be here. And then you're taking the rest of the crew over with you right down the street to Artful
I'm taking
Dodger.
all the guys.
But you don't have to be a guy to go. Christina could go if she wanted to. It's open.
You know, I love this. The women have something called Fem City, 300 women strong, right?
Yeah.
So for 6 years, I've had to live with this torment that I wanted to go. One guy, can one guy go? I'll be the butler, the servant, whatever. No. So I came up with this, okay, the guys are gonna have a place to go. And there are women going because we have some sponsors that happen to be female that say they're gonna crash the party.
So Tracy's going to be there. I know you
Let
got
me
a lot
tell
of
you.
people. I think they may leave here and go over there.
Which is fine. Listen, it's all about getting attention going for Tommy and getting that whole thing going and bringing life back into that place.
Yep.
And then we'll go to the next place and go to the next place. So you never know. You got 7 places to go and you guys work 7 nights a week and you get it going. You never know what could happen.
Yep.
But at least we're trying.
So about opening venues and people starting to heal and come back around, getting the vaccine is opening up to everybody 50 and up this week. And then maybe in a couple weeks, you tell me 50 and below is going to be opening up to everybody.
They're saying in 2 weeks it's going to be open to everybody. They're going to go to 40 next week, from what I hear, and then the following week it's just going to open up. The problem isn't the shot anymore. They got a whole bunch of shots coming in. The problem is hands.
Yep.
And believe it or not, it's not the nurses doing it anymore. Now it's the parking, getting you in safely, getting you out safely, which is why they ask if we could take the kids down to volunteer, because the way it looks like an obstacle course when you're doing this thing. And then after you get your shot and you're in your car, you have to wait 30 minutes on these 2 long lines.
Make sure you're okay.
And they come up and the fire department is there. All the medical people are there. So if you feel dizzy, like there was one lady, she felt dizzy. They pulled her to the side and they took her out and they sat her down. They took her blood pressure and everything. They were watching her. And Linda and I were sitting in these 2 long lines and then they said, how do you feel? I said, I feel great. Okay, go. So it's really cool the way they got it going on.
Very organized. Things are changing. What a difference a year makes. You know, a year ago is when we upgraded our system in here. I got all the bills on my Time Hop. You know, you go through Time Hop and you see all these great pictures. Today I got a bill on my Time Hop. It was us upgrading our system, and I thought, what a difference a year makes.
Well, you got to do that.
But it's true. It makes me realize what we did.
Do that with the bill.
But no, it was a good bill because it enabled us to do all of this and have calls from Europe and calls from Manchester and calls from Uganda. I actually wanted to try to reach out to my friend in Uganda because now they're getting the vaccines over there. And some of the small islands, they are delivering by small boat in a cooler out there because we got to get these vaccines to everybody, not just here in the States. It needs to be everywhere. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. So we have to get everybody protected.
Well, what I loved is that everybody down there, the positive attitude they had. You know, Dan, which I'm going to call right after the show, he was talking to me, and I told him that we're on 95.3 radio, 1470, 96.9. And he said, boy, we would love to have you guys down here to let the world know that we're opening it up, you know, and he says, and volunteers, they need volunteers to help with the cars and everything else. It's just a positive, let's get everybody on the same page. And he says to me, Freddie, I want you to call me because when this is all over, I would like to sit down and have a beer with you. Now, I never knew this. I don't know this guy from Adam.
Is he a volunteer?
He's a volunteer. This is his card. This is him.
What's he do?
He's the one in charge of everything down there. You see, everywhere I go, I'm like a magnet to anybody that comes along.
You a magnet.
And if they want to explode it and make it louder, then I told them that I would put it out there. So it's BrowardMRU.com. They're looking for volunteers. That's this one. And the phone number here, I can't see that.
954-686-4273. This is pretty cool. He's a medical reserve corps. So I wonder if they've got a whole team of people that go around to different locations,
yes, that is what
just offering medical services.
That is what he wants to talk to me
Is
about.
he with the military? Is he like a division of the military?
The military, everybody, he's the private sector. He's the business sector of the military.
That's very cool.
And what's happening is that there are shots left at the end of the day. They don't want to throw anything away.
True that.
So they want to go out and knock on doors and tell people, you know, do you qualify? And they're not even asking anymore. They didn't ask me one, how old are you? Not one. So that's an excuse.
So sorry.
I know. They figure I was a fossil. Hey, listen, I got this shot. That's all I care about. Isn't she like lovely? You see, you're rubbing off on her. This is why we have Inside the Mind of Men Club. You can't join. No, you're out.
I know.
You're
it's
not funny. I know you're laughing.
Thanks for playing. I know my daughter went in to get her vaccine last week, and they said she was too young. And she's like, I'm 29. I can do this. They meant under 60. But how's that?
29.
I know.
Also, I got a breaking news. I think you fixed it. Breaking news Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
888-994-4995. I want everybody to call in on Wednesday and wish Dawn a happy birthday. I want you to flood the phones. Flood the phones. I'm going to have 2 people on the phones. I'm going to have 2 people on the board. I got some magical stuff happening on Wednesday. You don't want to miss Wednesday's show. It is the day of payback. And I'm not talking about this week or this year. I'm talking about 6 years. 6 of payback. Inside the mind of a man has all sorts of, Yes, Steve, I will be calling you. There's a lot of payback out there.
Really?
Yes.
It's funny. I was warned on Friday when someone sent in 2 singing telegrams for Freddie's birthday. There was a duck and there was a cow. A chicken, I'm sorry. They did the chicken dance and laid an egg, and then there was the cow. It was a whole lot of fun, but I was already pre-warned. So my sister says, you want to have lunch on Wednesday? I said, only if you're coming up, because I've been warned by the mind of a male.
Is she coming?
So she says.
Oh, this is going to rock and sock them.
So she says that she's going to be coming up. Whole lot of stuff coming up.
You have to play along. I played along. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, 100%.
That's right. So the curlers, anything that goes will go. You have to play along. You cannot say no.
You got it. It's all good to go. We're all good with that.
Oh, the biggest. And I'm warning her. And the cocktails that would be mixed for you will all have straws. Because they change color if you don't drink them.
The straws or the cocktails?
When you drink it, it turns blue. When you're not drinking, it turns pink.
Drink a whole lot of waters, I can tell you. You know, Max Lazaga made a friend for...
And she's switching gears.
For
that
my
means
little
she
guy.
wants to take the attention of... this had nothing to do with Max. By the way, Max will be here Wednesday. Don't worry about Max. There's
another friend that sits on the dock right there with me.
Just get ready. Have you ever smoked a cigar?
Nope.
Remember what I told you? Ain't nobody talking to you. Just remember what I told you. Everything goes. There was a time they put a wig on me for my birthday. Remember that? You remember?
JoJo came in for that.
Yeah, they put a wig on me, a dress. I had to do this on national TV. No, actually,
he is not a very pretty woman, I must say. You look much better as a man.
I was one ugly woman, but I never tested being a pretty woman. And they made me put on a dress the whole night. And I didn't say boo. 6 years.
Amy won't be here to drink with me, is all I can
Amy's
tell
flying
you.
in.
She's flying
Yeah,
back.
she's just for that,
She
she's
left
flying
me
back.
my gift, and apparently it has an explanation. So we'll find out when that gets opened.
Yes, Amy.
Amy got, it took me all day to understand your joke on what Amy got. Amy got him a pair of underwear for his birthday, which was really nice underwear, though. We saw those at Guy La Ferrera. Those were nice.
Me, you, Slick, everybody in this room fits in this underwear.
No, you should try them on and see.
So I put it on like a
bandana mask, yes.
So I had an underwear on and double header because it has two, in case you want a buddy.
Yeah, but I'm bummed. It took me all day to figure out that one. Little slow on the uptake there. I know.
That was fine. Friday was fun. But Wednesday, I want everybody to take the number down, 888-994-4995. Or you can text me and I'll get you the number because I want everybody to call in. And if you have a joke or two about Dawn's, anything, growing up, the time she hit her foot.
Maybe I'll tell my sister not to come.
Yeah, no, you got to tell. Oh, my sister Mimi's watching because I told her that today was Miriam Monday.
Oh, I like that. I love
My
Amy's
sister,
painting
let me tell you how naive my sister is. I said I had a painting made of her. So she comes down, where's the painting?
We should put it up. We should change it behind the set. This is a new piece for Guy's store with the suit, the mosaic, the monstrata, as Slick calls it, from Amy. But we could put Miriam up here also.
Dress.
And there's the dress. It goes with that. It goes perfectly well. And more to come.
What was the name of that movie that you had to say 3 times?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Nice, Slick. Or
You
Brian,
remember-
whoever said it.
Remember Beetlejuice? Remember Beetlejuice when they put him into the dress? Right? That reminds me of this and this. Put him into the dress and into the suit. Remember that? Beetlejuice? Say it 3 times real fast. Let's see what happens.
Be very careful is all I can say.
Oh, I hate to be you Wednesday.
Yeah, and that too. All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, more with our hot topics on the Brooklyn Cafe shows. Stay tuned. Give us a call, 888-994-4995, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Robin Weiss, and I'm a rhinestone artist and rhinestone art instructor. 12 years ago, when I retired from my nail business, I decided to become a rhinestone artist. But then I soon realized there was nowhere that I could go to find the adequate combination of tools or even instructions of how to go about enjoying this craft. My passion for this beautiful medium we know as rhinestones and what I knew they could create drove me to figure out a way to create this magical craft that I now teach. I have developed the perfect rhinestone crafting starter kit, which contains the perfect rhinestone crafting pickup stick. I created this kit to help others and to show you that rhinestone crafting is a craft whose time has come. Filled with fun, rhythmic, and therapeutic, the amount of items that you can cover is endless. Not to mention the places this craft will take you and the people you will meet if you should decide you want to get to artist level. You can watch my creations and watch me work on the Brooklyn Cafe TV show every Thursday, where I'll be blinging for Dawn, and sometimes Freddie. While we enjoy each other's company, I'll be bringing you the most beautiful and fun creations to inspire you to try this craft. You can also find me on Real Housewives of Bling at Instagram and also my Facebook group. That is where I'll show you all of my crystal creations while you follow me on my rhinestone journey.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
AMP Media Productions is proud to announce their affiliation with Comcast Corporation, producing television commercials for Florida. We have a unique opportunity for businesses or individuals to place a commercial on 21 channels with a reduced rate that has never been seen before. You can have an amazing commercial, just like these, made for you and your business. For more information, call us at 866-224-5422 and join the AMP Media family. 48 Star Collectibles is your one-stop shop for all things memorabilia. They have movie posters, comic books, vinyl records, lobby cards, vintage televisions and radios, all in excellent condition. They even have autographed posters from some of your most popular film and artists. All of their products are guaranteed to be authentic and in excellent condition. Check out their website at 48starcollectibles.com to purchase the most authentic memorabilia around.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
we're back. Listen, our good friend, Jane, what's her name? Jane Garcia, the nurse. She needs 2 full-time LPNs, $23 an hour, 7 to 3 and 3 to 11 shifts, full benefits, tuition reimbursement, and you have to have an ALF experience. But they are hiring. And it's funny because we keep getting people that are looking
People are hiring, I know. But no one wants a job.
But so far, nobody wants
You
to
laugh. It's true. You know how many people have come to us and we ask around? I don't know anyone that's looking for a job. But yet, people are looking for jobs. It's the craziest thing.
But you know what? We got to keep putting it out there because eventually somebody, sooner or later, is going to need a job.
Absolutely.
You know, you got to pay the bills somehow.
So we're on commercial break. I was talking to Brian because when you came in, you asked about podcasting. Yes, our studio is available for rent for producing podcasts. So I asked if you had one. And you already have one.
I do. I do it in my closet with a $140 microphone that I bought off Amazon.
How long have you been to have a podcast?
I have 5 episodes up right now, so I just started it.
Oh, Christina, he's saying if you want to sit in the other chair. That's slick sign language.
What?
You've had it for how long? 5 years?
No. I only have 5 episodes up
5
right now. So
episodes,
probably
okay.
I do an episode a week, so 5 weeks.
And how's it going?
It's going okay. You know, there's I probably have 250 listeners right now.
That's not bad.
Yeah, a lot of my peeps up in Massachusetts are listening, and a lot of people. I have somebody working social media right now. She's putting it out on other true crime podcasts, so it's growing. I'm just waiting for Ben Affleck to call, and I'll sell the rights, and I just want to disappear to an island.
And you have a book also.
Yep, the book is called Family Jewels. That is on Amazon. Podcast is better, though. I think you'll enjoy the podcast better than the book.
When did you write the book?
I wrote the book, God, it's got to be 12 years ago now. And the book went through so many changes because it went through multiple genres. I don't know if you remember the memoir genre that basically James Frey destroyed. James Frey wrote a book about being in rehab, and Oprah got a hold of it, and she put it on her list, and it skyrocketed to millions of books sold, and he lied about everything in the book. And then there was another girl, a 17-year-old girl from Harvard, that wrote a memoir that plagiarized the entire thing and got a $750,000 3-book contract. And so it literally destroyed an entire genre of book. And then I tried to sell mine. And mine is so sensational that they looked at it and said, this is all BS.
Well, that's why I asked you, is this a real story? And
It's
you
100%
went, it's
real.
100% real story.
In the back of the book are all the articles that the Herald and the Globe wrote about the family. We're just so proud we break those out at Thanksgiving.
I think
it is.
I think you should send it out as a script and see if they make a movie about it.
That's part of what the podcast is about. My boss right now produced 2 movies when he was back in Boston, and he said just write a treatment for it and put it out on the Screen Actors Guild site, and somebody will write a screenplay. And so it's right now the podcast is just helping me sift through the details, and then from there you can turn a podcast into text. Like I can just hit a button and my podcast, everything I said will go right into a text screen, and you can. It's so easy. The technology is just so silly. It's dumb not to be doing something now.
It's so interesting, life, and you say this is just the tip of the iceberg, but yeah, so many things that happened in our childhood, and you had a very colorful one in young adulthood, that it has to affect your life going forward.
Well, I think the worst part of my prison sentence wasn't the actual time behind the wall. It's being an ex-con in America right now. Being an ex-con, nobody will touch you. I got escorted out of a Big Brothers and Big Sisters Association location because they did a Corey report on me, and it came back, and they sent 2 of the biggest employees to come escort me out of the building.
Wow.
Like, that's how I was treated. I get it. Listen, I'm not complaining, and I don't know that we should treat ex-cons any other way because you really shouldn't commit crime. I'm more for whatever helps the victims at this point. So if Family Jewels ever made it big, I would start a nonprofit that just helped victims of this stuff, because that's how I get rid of my guilt.
It's interesting, the guilt side on it. Looking back, if you could do it differently, would you?
I wouldn't do it. I did it for my dad, and I know 100% sure I'm not a criminal. I sat outside an convenience store prior to these robberies, and I was going to rob that because I was addicted to drugs, and I didn't have the guts. But when my dad put a gun in my hand and it was for retribution, I don't remember ever having a moral debate in my brain over that. I just did it. And I always put the question out. If your dad came home and said, hey, we're broke, I made an investment that, you know, the guy took all my money, I can't get it back now, I can't do anything legally to get it back, and he asked you to help him, what would you do? Well, I think everybody would look to help, but I think given our childhood, it made it easier for us to say yes to that.
And circumstances in different crimes has changed as well.
You know, and think about where you grew up. You all talk about the Bronx and gangs, and you've seen it.
How did you avoid that?
It's a blur. You know, I did what I had to do.
Right.
You know,
but you did what you had to do to get out positive, not.
Well, you know, sometimes I didn't write a book about it, but
you should.
But there's a lot of sayings that I have that I tell, you know, that I tell people. And you know, you're gonna rob a bank, don't rob it with anybody else.
Certainly not with me.
Certainly not with this one. And if you can't do the time, don't do the crime, and find a different way. And it kept us on the straight and narrow because we grew up with gangs. You know, I had the Ghetto Brothers were my family, and the Black Spades were the enemy, and that this is the way it went down. It wasn't, you know, my father used to work. He used to get up at 6 in the morning, come at midnight. I never saw him, so it was really my brother and my sister that used to sheriff the house. So you do what you got to do, and if you don't do it, you have to take retribution for it because they're going to beat you silly. So we moved 17 times in the first 12 years of my life. We moved from one neighborhood to another, to another, to another, trying to get away from the element. It was really difficult, but it's not easy being you know, and but you should make a script at it and put it out there and see what happens, because, you know, at the end of the day, you did what you had to do at the time, and that's not who you are today, and you go from there, you know,
and hopefully your story can inspire someone not to.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Yeah.
That's really the hope. You know, I don't know that there's a lot of kids sitting in school right now waiting and hoping to hear somebody tell you not to do what I did. But the first year the book was out, I went to 16 different high schools in Massachusetts. They were begging for somebody to come in and be able to talk to kids about issues that they couldn't.
Yep.
So I went to Lexington High for 5 straight years. They paid me a little bit of money out of their budget. And the kids just responded like crazy, to the point where by the end I was doing the entire auditorium. They just put the whole school in an auditorium and say, go for it. And this is why you see the comfort with the comedy, because I did years of stage stuff, just telling my story. So when I get on stage now, I just pretend you're a room full of kids, because they're the best audience in the world.
And you hope you inspire them to say, you know what, this is not the path I want.
Just do better,
because
man, that's all.
When sometimes in high school you think it's not me, no one's going to catch me, I can, and you realize you get caught, it will change your life forever.
Yeah, and there are issues happening in high schools now that I think a lot of parents are oblivious to. I mean, the drugs, I was introduced to drugs in high school, and I think most statistics will tell you that is where most kids are introduced.
I even think younger.
I would agree with that too. I mean, everything gets worse
younger
as
for
time
sure.
goes, so I think it definitely is younger, but there are lots of issues. So I mean, even if you don't think you have a story that is as sensational as mine, your life experience is always helpful to kids like that. And it's always helpful to the parents because they can't say it, and the teachers can't say stuff.
Well, and they don't listen, right? You listen to your peers, or you listen to a story that resonates with your peers, which is why we have a Teens and Kids Network, because we try to bring out the good of what it is. We try to inspire people for positive things, because there's enough negativity out there.
Yeah, being a teen is miserable. Do you remember your being a teen? I hated it, every minute of it.
Well, it's really funny because we have a saying around here: if you think you know you're a kid, you don't.
Right.
And there's information I ain't gonna share with you, but there's information I learned over the weekend. If you think you know your kid, now I was a football, baseball coach for 21 years. I knew more about my players than their own parents did, and it was really difficult having to go and tell them, listen, this is what they're bringing to me. Do you want to listen? And 90% of the times, the parents didn't believe me. This is okay. But it's difficult. It's difficult growing up today. It's difficult being a parent today. This virus and everything else is adding to the difficulty, because before this, it was difficult. It was a runaway train. And we've always said that we hope we learn from this lesson. And you look at South Beach yesterday, and I don't think we learned too much. You know, I think in the Cabeza we have a few problems. But you know, it's funny. I grew up in the Heights. I lived in the Heights, and I used to work where you live. I used to work in construction down on the by the Henry Hudson, right? those apartments. You on that side? And I used to work down there, and my parents, when I turned 18, because I went to NYU at the age of 16. I went early. That was a problem. But they made me join the auxiliary police force at the 3-4 in the Heights. And they made me become a congressional aide for Charlie Rangel in the Heights. Because my parents were so scared of the element that they made me surround myself with cops. And Charlie at the time was the head of the Ways and Means Committee. He was the number 4 guy in the country at the time. And I'll never forget walking through the Heights with a badge was the scariest, most terrifying thing in my life. But then they knew who we were. So one side respected the other, and we didn't push in anybody's territory and everything else. But I remember where she lived was where everybody wanted to live. It was the nice area. And then people used to hang out in the parks down underneath. Not so nice.
But think about what people are doing now. They've lost their jobs, can't put food on the table. What are they doing? Are they resorting to violence? I don't know. I'm sure some people are.
It'll be interesting to see what the crime statistics are post-COVID.
Well, they're keeping it snug because nobody wants to put any more bad news. But you know the things. In New York City, they have a gang of guys going into the subway and the trains and the buses at the same time, 12 o'clock on a Monday. And everybody got hit in different places throughout the city because the cops can't be everywhere. And that happened for 2 weeks in a row. Now they're cracking down. Look what happened in Washington. Did you hear this? Now they're asking the public for help because a lot of cops apparently were involved in this. So all of a sudden, how do you go against cops now who are supposed to not be part of the problem? There's some people here in Florida that I did some shows for, which are being investigated as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Came out in the news. And
I
what's
wish that
happening
surprised me.
here is that they're looking for help. They think there's over 400 new arrests that are going to be made in the next 3 weeks. That's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a lot
And
of
these are
stuff
people
going on.
we're supposed to count on to lead the country.
Yeah, but look what it does to our kids. And that's the hard thing is you try to model appropriate behaviors and what's happening. But some of this is done because you don't know better. We always work with the kids over at Atlantic High School. And one of the best stories is Jackson. And we first met him, he says to you, he says, I stole my shoes for prom.
No, he said to me, I have to steal shoes.
I have to steal shoes for prom, I have no money. Now, they had found him on the streets, and he said he had to steal drugs for money, but he didn't know that was wrong. He said from the time he was 8 years old, that's what his cousins did. That was normal. He didn't realize that was not the right thing to do until a teacher or someone said, this is not, and grandma took him in, and grandma's like, this is not the right thing to do. We have to stop.
Right.
But then you have to stop and get out. But if this is all you know, you don't necessarily think it's wrong because that's all you know, and that's how your family eats and lives and survives. So your story, Brian, is tremendous to help say, you know what? This isn't the right thing to do, and there's got to be so many resources, but you have to be strong in your conviction to say, you know what, I can't do it your way. I have to do it this way. But to
Very
find that
unpopular.
support.
It's a very unpopular topic. Any type of prison reform taxpayers don't want to hear it. They just
But think
want
how
more
many
powers.
kids need this,
100%.
right?
I think, right now this country uses the stock market to see and gauge how the country is doing. I think a better gauge would be looking at how many people are locked up. I think that will give you an idea economically how we're doing because, like you say, these crimes are committed these are crimes of passion. These are crimes of, hey, I need to eat.
Right. I mean, some people know it's wrong, or you know what's wrong, but you got to eat. And is there a fine line? I mean, there's so many ethical conversations on this,
right.
on what this is,
Completely.
as far as food versus harming somebody else. And
Well, if you look at what's going on different levels of what's right and what isn't right, you see what's going on with Mexico and the Border Patrol and all that stuff.
1,400 kids came into Dallas.
15,000 now, and they don't know what they're going to do. But the funny thing is that you have all those kids down there. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But if you go to that town in Pennsylvania where they have kids living in cars, and we had one of the worst snowstorms, one of the coldest weather of kids and their families living in cars. I mean, you're going to have to weigh out some of the problems that we're having in this country as well as, it's all around you. All these people, or everybody is affected by this thing one way or the other.
Yep.
And then you got the virus and you're thinking about shots and you're thinking about your kids and you're thinking about, and you're on furlough and you can't work and you can't make a living and you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Unemployment may go away in June again. I mean,
what do? You got to eat, you got to feed your kids. There's so many things.
That's the problem. And we have to come up with some solutions. We have to come up with finding different ways of finding bread to put on the table because there's too much pressure in this compactor. And then somebody's got to hit the button to make a decision. We talked about this. What's going to be the right decision? What's going to be the wrong decision?
It's the speakers panel. We've talked about doing virtual speakers coming up here and sharing their story. And if you can impact, but it's all in the delivery. Your information is your information, but it's how you deliver and how you inspire and what you do with that information to do good in the world and to make a difference in somebody's life. And that's the key that we try to do here all the time, through all of our shows, through all of our podcasts, is make a positive difference. If you can keep one person from doing something wrong, then you've made a difference. You've made a positive impact.
Now, it was funny because we talked about delivery being very, very crucial. You know, a lot of people get upset because they're asking you to wear a mask. And a first responder, somebody who works in health every day for the last year and a half, has seen hundreds of people die, if not thousands. And she came over to me and she says, "Sir, I don't know you, but I'm a first responder and I work in the ER and I have to watch this every day. Can you just put on your mask for me for one day?" And there's a different delivery. I mean, how do you say no to somebody who goes into the fire, runs into a burning building, as opposed to running away? It's easy to run away and say, "I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that." I get it. Constitutional rights, I get all of that. But if somebody says, "Listen, I don't want to see you in the hospital, please just put it on till this thing blows over." Again, it's about the delivery. You know, I went down there and saw all those people that volunteering to put a shot in me. They don't have to do that, but they did. So I got to pay it forward. That's why I'm going to call these people. And I'm going to, even if I go by myself, I'm going to go do it for a day because I got to pay it forward. I think it's the right thing to do. You know, there's so many wrongs on the left hand that the right hand won't talk to it. I think we have to stop doing that. I think we have to put our shields to the side, our swords to the side, and sort of communicate. You know, he's been through hell. He's been through a lot of things. The explanation, if he wants to share it, is one thing. But here you see a human being. Let's be good towards each other. Let's change being bad towards one another for a change.
Amen.
Like that lady said to me, "Can you put on your mask for one day?"
You always wear your mask, though.
I know. She didn't know me.
Oh, I was going to say.
I was leaving a restaurant, and I was delayed putting it on, and she was a nurse. And I says, I got it, and I put it on. Now I have a mask in every pocket so I don't forget. And you ever notice you forget when you go into a store? I had to go home because I forgot to go to Walmart, and I forgot my mask.
I'll get you my chain.
But no, now I keep them in the car. I got more masks. I got 100 masks everywhere. I can pull them from everywhere. But they're right. You know, these people in Walmart, they don't need to have me not wearing a mask. They don't know me. You know, they're in there doing what they can to put food on the table, right?
Yep.
So we have to sort of change delivery.
All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come. When we come back, we're going to give out the number again, browardmru.com, the number for your vaccine, because people are telling me they got their first, they can't get their second. Some vaccine sites have closed. Give them a call. 954-686-4273, browardmru.com, Walgreens, CVS. A lot of places are now offering it. And if it is something that you are inclined to do, then by all means, the opportunity is there. Going to take a quick commercial break, more to come, and we'll be right back.
Are your health issues stopping you from living the life you've imagined? Are you unable to do the things you want to do due to chronic pain or chronic health issues? Have you seen many doctors, taken multiple medications, but are still suffering? Or are you simply looking for ways to boost your immune system and live a long and healthy life? Total Holistic Center is the solution you've been looking for. We provide you with out-of-the-box, cutting-edge scientific technologies for true health, wellness, and anti-aging via phone, in-person, or virtual video consultations. Some of our services include total wellness consultations, where we dig deeper into underlying root causes of chronic health issues, and personalized 360 wellness protocols customized specifically just for you based on your individualized biomarkers. Visit us at www.totalholisticcenter.com or call us at 561-323-4994. AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
One you miss. Hugs and smiles will make the world a better place, and heals the heart with a smile on your face.
Hudson Smiles Foundation was formed on the basis of giving kids the opportunity to learn and grow with art and music. Our classes are made for kids to express themselves in an open and free environment. If you want to donate or help run the class, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsonsmiles.org. All the memorabilia sold at the Brooklyn Cafe goes right back to the foundation to help Hugs and Smiles keep going. If you want to purchase a piece of art or memorabilia, contact Tina Weiss at 954-501-0524 or at tina@hugsonsmiles.org.
Garden dance and holding hands, we could take a stand. And with a smile, you make my dreams come true. Then all I need is a hug, a smile from you.
France. Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Allie from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
Looking for a cool, laid-back space with great people and even better drinks? You can't lose. The Artful Dodger, Boca Raton's hidden gem. A good, old-fashioned local bar is hard to come by, but not anymore. The Artful Dodger is a fun, casual place to sit back and relax. Located at 495 Northeast 20th Street in Boca Raton, you'll find your new favorite bar. Artful Dodger. We'll see you there.
Amp Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it's never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact Amp Media Productions at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Actually working. I get another bell tomorrow.
I can't believe you actually ordered another bell. I feel like...
Oh, no, wait till you hear this bell. This is a kabang bell. Kabang!
How big is it? Really? I'm kind of feeling this, without that bell, it's like the end of an era, so I'm not quite sure I'm ready
I leave this here,
to do
and I
it.
take the kabang over there, because size does matter.
That's all I'm saying. So this is, my girlfriend got me this. You saw a picture that we went out for our birthdays. My friend and I have the same birthday, so for 27 years we've celebrated together, except last year we didn't. So I got a new chain, so I will no longer lose my mask.
But you had a chain.
So this is a multicolored one. It's now a new accessory statement because, you know, 27 years, I was thinking yesterday, 27 years I've been celebrating our birthday together. She's 5 years older than me, but the same day. Gosh, I'm old. Like, I met her before I moved here, which means my daughter and her son were friends, and I was pregnant with Aaron. That's how long we've been friends. Is that crazy?
Lucy.
Like, you look back and you go, wow,
Lucy.
That's a freaking long time to be friends with someone.
Lucy.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Stop saying you're old, because I'm older than you, so I'm a fossil if you're old. I don't feel old at all.
But just think about people you've been friends with for
I
so long.
don't think about anybody. What friends?
So long.
Nah, I don't think about that. That's why I got no friends. You
so it's interesting. Slick's your friend?
Met him yesterday. I got one friend. I don't want anybody telling me, hey, you get old. The kids do that all the time. My son does that to me over the weekend. And I said, I'm old and you're stupid. So I guess it balances out.
You got, who's having a birthday coming up? April 1st is Joey.
Joey. May 1st is Rowan.
And then when is
Brecken? May 1st is Brecken.
When's Rowan?
I don't know.
May 1st. When is Brecken?
I don't know.
Around. He's got 3 grandsons. They all have birthdays within like 4 weeks of each other.
Like I say, I don't remember those days. All I know is that I'll be all shot up, ready to rock and roll.
I know. Rowan's May 1st. Joey's April 1st.
I told my son Freddie, I says, now it's my turn. You see, I haven't held Brecken. He's new. It's like going to be a year. But once. I haven't seen him. I don't go there, and I made a promise to myself I wouldn't until I got the shots. I have April 12th is my second shot. And then all bets are off. Those grandkids, I'm going to go get them. And they're going to be in here. They're going to be over there. They're going to be everywhere.
Speaking of April 12th, tax day has been postponed until May 17th. So it has been pushed back to May 17th. So it gives everyone about 4 more weeks of whatever time. I don't know.
I don't have any money to pay.
I think no one has any money to pay taxes.
What money? I think they owe me money.
They're still figuring out taxes from last year. So
what a mess.
And if you got to take another extension, you can still take it till October. So I think they're going to end up having to move tax day permanently. I don't think they're ever going to catch up. I think there'll always be catch up.
No taxes here. Now, if I was president, I'd say no tax.
Well, think how many people are moving here from the Northeast now, because you can get so much more house or apartment value for what you were paying up north with less taxes. Droves.
I would take all there's no empties though, no more. We used to do shows, we wanted to do shows in houses that were selling. We can't even do that because there's no houses. Everything's
true.
booked. Everything's booked.
No
and if you sell
inventory.
your house, you got nowhere to go.
I know.
So I had to get that crate underneath the bridge.
We were talking about that yesterday. Where do you go at different stages in your life? Where do you go? What's your number to go? And do you go?
The problem is, where am I going to go?
That's the other side of the coin.
I have to go north. It's empty now.
That is the other side of the coin. I want to talk about your business a little bit. That it's here in Boca. Is it your business? You work for a company?
I have a business partner. So the owner of the hotel, I'm in business with his wife.
Oh, okay.
And we opened the spot just before COVID.
Oh, so it's relatively new.
Yeah.
You take insurance?
What's that?
Do you take insurance or
Not
Medicare?
yet, but I'm hoping that we're going to put a physical therapist in the front of house. Ideally, I'd like to structure the business where you come in, you see a physical therapist first, the physical therapist will diagnose, and then you head to the back of the studio for fixing of whatever it is they find.
How'd you come up with this whole treatment plan?
This treatment plan started when I as a 30-year veteran of personal training, I sat down and I asked myself, how many people have you helped that couldn't have done what you did for them by themselves? And the answer was sad. You know, a 30-year career I'm looking at, I said, I don't think I've helped more people than I should have, because ultimately I think that right now conventional fitness isn't working. I think for most people, fitness doesn't work, and that's why we're having such a hard time to get people to do it. I mean, it's gotten to the point where we have to offer you a $10 a month membership for you to even go to a gym, you know, and I think that's ultimately the failure of us, not of people without desire. If they were getting results, they'd go all the time.
Because it's so much food on top of working out.
It's insane. Well, I mean, especially since COVID, you're sitting home and you're easily burning less calories. I mean, some people went crazy with the Peloton, but
Well, I think it also happened during COVID for people that were older is the isolation, and I look at my parents, the lack of moving, even going to the grocery store, even just going out to see your friends, whatever your movement was, they don't do that. So now my mom's in physical therapy because she needed something, because she would go from the bedroom to the kitchen, to the living room, back to the bedroom. Not going anywhere. For so many people, it has stopped their mobility, whatever they were getting. They're not getting that for older people. For me, I got a treadmill in the house and I make myself do it. But if you're isolated and you can't, or you don't have those mobility opportunities, you don't. So they need more and more fitness, not even to get into shape, just to get into shape. Just to physically be able to do. Exactly. A lot of changes.
So that you can do the exercises properly to begin with.
Right.
But if you don't do it in your house, there's fear. There's fear. Fear is a big factor to doing anything.
Well, you don't have oversight, right? If you're not used to it, and you don't have the oversight, you're not good at home. I mean, for you to go work out now, you haven't worked out in a little bit, maybe you want someone to watch. Or for me, I would maybe say I don't go up in weights because you don't have somebody watching your form.
I watch you work out all day long.
Yeah, but you and I get out a
Give me
lot.
drink
There are
and
people
I
that
watch all day long.
don't, and they're totally isolated.
seriously, I'd watch that show too.
Me work out and you drink?
Absolutely. Bring me a cigar and something to drink. Well, good. You guys can work out as much as you want.
But you help with mobility, not just personal training?
My thing is, I think fitness has basically excluded the brain from all exercise, which is why you can be on a treadmill and watch TV. I think that's a mistake. I think the brain needs to be incorporated if the brain is ever going to be able to use the strength you gain in the gym elsewhere. Right now, we're creating people that get better at exercises, and that's not helpful. If you don't come back to me and report that you can reach a higher cupboard or you could pick up your kid. I had a client come to me the other day and say that she noticed her husband could tie his own shoe. That to me is, I go home, I put my head on my pillow and I said I did some good for somebody.
Put your sock on.
You know, it's really funny you say that because I went, over the weekend I went and asked somebody to massage my feet. What do they call that?
Reflexology?
That thing.
Creepy.
And this knee, I got a busted knee. This knee has always been tough. So I had a hard time bending this knee over to put my socks on. And after he did it, my knee went up. And I'm sitting there, and there's 3 people around me, and they're all looking at me like something happened. And I said, holy smokes, how the hell did that happen?
How happy were you?
I got to tell you, it's been a long, how happy? I started telling people that were like outside, because you have to wait outside. This place is fantastic.
So he came this morning and he said he put a sock on while we were teasing him, but it made me think when you said tie your shoes, you put your sock on.
But it's
what
amazing.
good is abs if you can't tie your shoes?
What happened?
What good is abs if you can't tie your shoes?
Well, I think that the saddest thing about it was that I know that this knee is shot. This knee, they wanted to surgically go into it, and then there's all sorts of stuff going in there, yeah. So it's this knee and this hip is my problem. And I said to myself, I'll find another way. But as you get older, it gets worse. But this guy, and he said to me, he put his finger right over here somewhere. And I saw the stars, the moon, I saw God, and me and him had a long chat. I was in agony. I told him, can you get your finger out of there? He says, no. And that's what took away whatever the hell was going on. And I'm going to go back because I kind of like it. But I can see what you do is
My whole aspect is right now, I will tell you, your brain does not recognize that knee and that hip the same way. So if you pictured your brain as sitting in a big control room looking at a list of joints it has access to, those two joints are not on that list right now.
And I would agree. I would agree.
Interesting.
So my job is to either get the brain to re-recognize those joints or figure out why the brain is currently not talking to that area.
Interesting.
And that's the RAMP method.
Wow. I'd love to learn more about that. It's fascinating.
Come in. I mean, I'll do, you guys are invited. I'll do a complimentary assessment with you
Very
guys. I'll
cool.
show you what we do. We use bands to enact withdrawal so that it'll increase your reach. I think if you have a better defense, you will be able to reach out in the world. And I just mean being able to get out of your house and explore it. That's reach. If you're going to go out, you're reaching into the world. And that's only possible with a better withdrawal ability, in my opinion.
Very cool.
If I have you do a withdrawal joint action right now, your core will turn on automatically. Every withdrawal joint action includes the core. So to me, it sounds to me like we should be focusing on that.
Interesting.
It's an interesting perspective, absolutely.
Put your shoes and socks on.
I wanted to squeeze in real quick the section of the show was brought to you by Spa. You know, I hate it when I can't read.
I don't know what you're going to say.
The spafacial.info at 954-213-5034. As for Maria, Maria is watching, and her makeup line did not come in. Yes, I know, but it's over there. But that will be the place. Give her a holler because inside the mind of a man will be using her. She's going to be there on Friday.
Inside the mind of a male. I
But
know
she's
Val
not
is
gonna
working
be
on her
shaving none of
commercial.
us. She's just going to be handing out information.
Facials, foot detox, reflexology, teeth whitening, manscaping, face and body waxing, massage, luxury day spa for men and for women.
That's
Maintenance. I'm just thinking about that vacuum picking it all up.
No, there ain't going to be no maintenance on Friday. Not on Friday. Take it easy. 954-213-5034. Give Maria a holler and go and get your groove on, spoil yourself, and then go across the street to Grapes and get a glass of wine because
They wish you a very happy birthday. I
I
spoke
saw-
to Dana. She said, wish Freddie a happy birthday.
I saw that.
It was her birthday, too. Right, more to come.
More to come.
Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
Check
Thank
out,
you,
we'll
guys.
let you know where their next gig is. Maybe it'll be at the Artful Dodger.
It may be at the Brooklyn Cafe.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly your way. That's why I wanna save her. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that glaze across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could fly.